Everybody, it is Brian here with Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. It's Friday. It's May 29th, 2020. World's crazy right now. A lot of things are going on. And there's a lot in the astrology that really makes sense to what's going on in our reality right now. So, yeah, let's just jump right in and talk about it. I don't see any reason why we should wait. This afternoon, this is about 1:30 in the afternoon on Pacific on the West Coast. We have our moon now in Virgo. Our reality, our routines, our health is the forefront of our consciousness, of our feelings, our emotions. But we're also making the first quarter square to the sun today and tonight. So this is definitely a time where we have to realize the reality that we want. You know, we have to put our soul out there and see what's working and what isn't working, and bridge things together and like make the reality ours, and come together for it. And it's not always the easiest thing to do. That's why it's a square. So we got to figure out a way to do it, a way to come together, and it's going to be hard, and it doesn't get any easier from there, really. I'm going to be honest with you. We have Mercury here at 1 degree now in Cancer. Man, talk about like Mercury making impact the moment it goes into Cancer. Like, it's been a day, and I mean, things are just heating up, and people are all in their feels. Everybody's moody. It feels like everybody's arguing, especially on social media and on platforms out there, like. And I get it. There's reason for argument. There are so many different opinions floating around, and unfortunately, we're not in a place of a collective consciousness yet to see every side for what it is. We are stuck in our beliefs, and our beliefs are the only beliefs, and we take out everything on other people, and that's very Mercury in Cancer. And remember, the North Node is in Gemini. So it's about coming together, and it's about seeing other sides. And I know that's very difficult because there's a lot of emotion going on right now. There's a ton of emotion, and emotion has to come out. Like, there is, Mercury in Cancer is very much about letting the emotion out and communicating it. And so it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that we need to try and see that, like, we are not against each other. Like, there's bigger things that we're all fighting against, and I know it seems like one thing in particular, but there's just so much. And this week was really about like finding yourself and coming into your center, so that you can get through this crazy reality that's going to happen, and it's going to be different for everybody. And that's also what Gemini, the North Node, is. It's like where you live, your community, where you position yourself is going to play every role in how you have to deal with this. Not everybody is positioned in the same place in this world, and I just think you need to support humans, not outside forces. Like, you might think there's something to say that I almost can't even look at like deep state, like cabal and like elite, and who call the shots and who really like bring all this on us. I can't even call them humans. So I really believe that is the problem, and that's like a whole nother subject in itself. But the humans, like us, everybody watching this video, we need to come together and support each other in a big way, because the control is a problem, and the way that control is being enforced is absolutely a problem. So it's great that stuff is being addressed right now, 100%. Yeah. Mars is also squaring the sun. This is like God saying enough is enough in Pisces, and saying enough is enough, and we need to change some things, and we need to go out and fight for truth, and like make things happen. And it's coming into the 11th degree. It's in a more mature Pisces. Like, it's not as lost, and sometimes we got to listen to that inner guidance, and it's going to guide you to do things that might not even seem like what you want to do, but like everybody's going to be guided in a certain way right now, and I think we have to We have to respect what people are doing and their feelings, or else we're just kind of part of the problem trying to control people. Control is the problem right now. I'm going to be completely honest. And that is just my truth, right? There's so many different truths. So if you don't believe that, that's fine. You have the right to believe whatever you choose. Mercury is in quincunx today to Saturn in Aquarius. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel like we can't even communicate and connect. Like, everybody's got their own view right now, and it's hard because we need to come together more than ever. It's about coming together. We are in the age of Aquarius, and it's early in that age, and we're going to figure out that, like, really, humanitarianism is one. We are one, and we're going to come together, but things have to fall in order for that to come into place. And I got to be honest with you, it feels like Mars in Pisces right now is fighting for bigger change, and something that not everybody could see, and fighting like from the other side of the veil where other people aren't seeing through the veil. Mars is coming through and getting things kick-started, because this year's just getting started. Anyways, let's move into tonight. It's about midnight on the West Coast. We get the moon coming into the exact opposition with Mars at 11 degrees and 11 degrees in Virgo. This is all mutable energy, and it's all squaring the sun in mutable energy. So we have mutable water, mutable earth, and mutable air. And it's all on the focal point, which is the sun, which is our soul. And our soul's there with the North Node in Gemini, and we want to connect, and we want to change things for the better. We want to come together, we want to use our minds, we want to figure out the right way to do things. But emotionally, we have to, there's a fight emotionally, and we have to get that stuff out. Tonight's heavy. There's going to be some things that happen tonight that are going to shock the world, and that's like my prediction for the night. And I couldn't even tell you exactly what, but keep people in your prayers, because it's not looking, it's a war. I'm just gonna be honest with you, it's a war. And I was really hoping that the war wouldn't be like fought in the streets, but the war is gonna be fought in the streets, and that's just how it goes. So the people that are out there, bless their souls, pray for them. Many of them are just trying to do the right thing. Most of them are just trying to do the right thing, and that's stand up for human rights in general. And it's the beginning of change, and it's the Tower card. And that's what this horoscope is about, is talking about this mutable energy T-square, because it's a wrecking ball of change, and it's also making semi-squares. Sessy squares. I always confuse the two. To all the Capricorn and Aquarius energy, and Pluto, Jupiter. It's big change, and it's not going to feel easy, and it's going to feel almost wrong, but it's not. This is all divinely orchestrated, like by the universe, and it's for a bigger reason, and we have to trust that when we're going to come out of this stronger and more united than ever, and it's gonna be really hard to see that right now, but hindsight's 2020. All right, I broke out the helio chart for this even a little bit. I put up something on Twitter, but the helio is very interesting. This little guy right here is the Earth, and as you can see, we're about to conjunct Venus, who in geocentric charting is in retrograde, but really that's just because the Earth is passing Venus in transit, so it looks like Venus is moving backwards, but we're all orbiting the same way around the sun. This middle part is the sun, heliocentric, sun in the center. So this is a super cool way to look at things. I do believe astrology is more relevant from the Earth's point of view, because that's where we live, that is our home, and how the planets move around us is how they affect us. But the universe is very important, and it's moving in its own divine harmony, and there is so much going on in Capricorn, with Mars in Capricorn, with Saturn Pluto and Jupiter, and Mars is right at the midpoint of Pluto and Saturn, and this is bringing some change, and it's making semi-squares to the Earth and to Venus. So like, man, like talk about like our physical reality, our values, and what we love, and everything's changing, and it's going to be hard to love. Not only do we have a Venus retrograde going on, but all these semi-squares to Venus in the helio, conjunct with Earth, with that's basically a stellium in itself right there. But really Mars is the midpoint of Pluto and Saturn, and it's heavy there, and it's changing, and it's taking restriction away. Like, we have to fight to change. Pluto's bringing change to the structure, right? Capricorn rules our structure, our time, and it's Saturnian, and right now Mars is coming through and Pluto is coming through, and they're saying time to evolve and change. We've been in this cycle long enough. And the Earth and especially Venus is making an exact quincunx to Uranus, which is in Taurus still on this chart. And like, our reality is about to feel fucking sticky and weird for a little while. This is just the beginning. Like, I mentioned that new moon, like that was the best we're gonna get, and it was. And whether you want to believe it or not, this year's just getting started. So I want you all to know that I love you, and I want everybody to just try to be in their heart. There are going to be warriors. There are going to be people holding space in their heart. There are going to be everything in between. But whatever you're called to do, you're called to do it for a reason, and I honestly believe that. And as long as you're fighting for the right reasons, and not just fighting to fight, and you're fighting for humanitarianism, you have my support 100%. And I love you guys for being that way. Gemini, that North Node Gemini, it's about your community, and it's about where you are. So if you're in a place where you got to step up and you feel called to step up and be out there, I think that's what you're supposed to be doing right now. That's what the destiny is for you. And I think if you're out somewhere where that stuff's not affecting you, you need to step up and hold space for those people in a safer place, because it's just where you are, and it's all where we're at, and we're all in a different place. So that's my 2 cents on everything, mixed with the astrology. And I'm going to pull a card, and I just shuffled my deck so much, and if the Tower card comes up, I'm going to fall out of this chair. So let's just see what the card says. The Ten of Swords. That's pretty much sums it up too, and it's upright. I mean, how many swords do we have to stick in our back, Like the traditional card. How many swords? We all have there's just so much burden on everybody right now. And we got to get up and pull the swords out and get back out there, because it's just getting started. And there's going to be a lot on people's minds, and there's a lot to say, and I think we need to listen to people and listen to what they have to say, because there's a lot. And if you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. That doesn't mean you have to attack them and tell them that they're wrong. It's not about right or wrong. It's about understanding and seeing that there's so many more truths than just one. Like, your truth is just one truth, and everybody has a truth. And if you're holding on to one truth if it's the only thing that is the truth, well, you're gonna have 10 swords in your back. Just saying. It's time to give up that way of thinking and see everybody's point of view, and I know that's hard. I truly, truly love you all. And if you watched this video and made it this far, please subscribe, like, and share. It's heavy tonight and today, and it's just the beginning. And I really pray that you guys are all safe and in your heart. And you all have my love, as always. Thank you.